Hello, and welcome everyone to another episode from Stats of the Day. I'm your host Karam, and today we are going to analyze the 6 matches we had today from Gameweek 37. Guys, this is the last episode of the season. Welcome everyone. Finally, we are there. Finally, we are getting to the last days of the season. It's been a long one, and everyone deserves a break after a long FPL season. And well, what a nice day! What a nice day! Before we come on air, we are crowned as the champions, so cannot go any better. First of all, welcome everyone. Hopefully, you are having a fantastic weekend. Nice clean sheets from Man United for those who are having De Gea or Shaw in the double game week. Man City will play tomorrow. How are they going to line up? We will see tomorrow. But so far so good. I think today is an okay day from an FPL perspective. If you are loaded up on Liverpool, then you might be a little bit behind. But now we are just about 1.5 game weeks away from the end of the season, so things are, if you are competing for the top 10k, 100k, it's all coming down to the last few matches. Okay, so with one game week left, we are going to have a look at the matches today. We are going to analyze what has happened, and do we have a player that we can pick for the last game week of the season? It's probably going to be carnage after settling the title. Second place, Arsenal might just rotate a lot. So if you have Saka or one of the defenders, you will question the minutes. Maybe Newcastle and Man United will seal it midweek, and then we'll have a lot of rotation coming the last day of the season. Same thing for the relegation battle from the teams who are playing for something. Maybe it will be settled between who is safe and who is relegated. So it's one of those game weeks where you either nail the 11 or you can't fill 7 of them. So let's see during the week how it goes. So welcome everyone. We have people are coming slowly. 25 viewers. Smash the like button, guys. Only 2 likes. Come on. We need 25 viewers, 25 likes. Why not? Let's start looking at the matches, and the first set of the matches. Here we go. Okay, we will start with Tottenham Hotspur against Brentford. Their game at home defeat 1-3 with Tony out for 8 months, effective from this week. So it's important for us to sense and have an idea how Brentford will line up for the rest of the season. Maybe it gives us an indication on who is going to play up front ahead of the next season. Also provided the transfers they might make during the summer. But we have 1 star today. We have 2 actually. We have Mbeumo and Wessa. Mbeumo has been excellent today. Wow. So electric, very good. He could be the one we are looking for next season to start with, pending the fixtures, of course. He managed an XGI of 0.98, 6 goal attempts, and 2 goals and 1 assist. That's a mega haul for him. Wessa has been excellent as well. Total XGI of 0.79, 1 goal and 1 assist. So these 2 really stood out from an attacking perspective, and it makes sense that one of them at least will be the main man in the absence of Tony next game week and the end of the season. As of Tottenham, they need changes, right? Managerial changes, perhaps, players changes. We will see how the summer will be for them, but it doesn't matter for Harry Kane, right? He has scored 28 goals, I think, this season, and nobody's talking about him on Twitter in particular, because everything is focused on the double game week players. But yet another 7-pointer for Harry Kane, total XGI of 0.32 and 4 goal attempts. If you have Harry Kane, he has been consistent, 6-7 points every game week pretty much. So really excellent differential if you have him. Fulham against Crystal Palace. Mitrovic is back, and what a comeback, right? So a goal from last game week, 2 goals today. I think things will remain the same. He is the main man for Fulham next season. And total AGI is 1.44. That's mainly because of the penalty as well. As of Crystal Palace, since I went Olise over Eze has scored and assisted like 55 goals, and Olise has been doing absolutely nothing. And I think when he returned once, he was on my bench and never came in. So it's incredibly what a variance. So Eze has accumulated an XGI of 0.44 with an assist. If Hodgson renews his contract for another year and he remains with the same squad, I think Eze is the best. Based on the recent form, his positioning, his involvement everywhere, every game week, I think Eze will be someone we will look at as hopefully a budget midfielder next season. Also, if you are looking for a transfer, like you have absolutely nothing to do with your team, I think Eze is a great option against Bournemouth in the last game week of the season. So why not? He is one of the punts I would definitely consider if I don't have a Palace player. Ward has scored today, total XGI of 0.98, and Eze has outscored Olise by a margin. Unfortunately for Olise owners, not many, I imagine, but yeah, it is what it is. Liverpool, someone asked me in the chat, what is Salah HG? Here it is. Liverpool against Aston Villa, 1-1 draw. Salah has been the best Liverpool player with a total HGI of 0.52, and he delivered the assist for Firmino's goal. If you look down in the list, Alexander-Arnold is not having one of his best days. With a total XGI just about 0.17, and Robertson is just way under. So it's clearly that Trent has been in much better form than Robertson, and even the budget is justified. The gap in the budget is justified based on the recent points at goal. Last game week as well with bonus points, he is magnet. As of Aston Villa, Ollie Watkins, luckily for me, I benched him. Now, if someone from my main 11 disappears and Botman disappears, then I will get Watkins 0 points of the bench. He is second on my bench. He missed the penalty. Really strange for Watkins. He doesn't miss a lot. So if you take into account the XG non-penalty, he only accumulated 0.05, and 0.75 is coming from the penalty, of course. So most of Watkins' involvement today has been through the penalty chance in which he missed it off target. Jacob Ramsey is someone else we really like. He's doing it. He keeps doing it from last season as well. He comes in with the odd goal. I'm not sure what's the price now for him, maybe around 5 million. But he's someone that will always be something into consideration if you are looking for a fifth midfielder. This season we were blessed with Andreas Pereira. But next season it might be Pereira again, depending on the pricing as well, or Ramsey. Someone to keep an eye on. Total XGI 0.48, and he scored a really nice goal for Aston Villa. Not the best result for Liverpool, of course, but yeah, season coming into the end, and If you have Salah, I would keep him. I imagine many did the Salah to Bruno Fernandes, in which we will speak about right now. But it's a keep for sure. The last day of the season against Southampton. Southampton have nothing to play for, so maybe it's gonna be a cracking game in terms of goals. Let's move on to the next 3 matches. And here we have Wolves against Everton. What a game, what a game. Wolverhampton seemed to be winning the game until the 99th minute when Yerry Mina scored the equalizer in the last seconds of the game. So much drama this game week so far, right? The result at Liverpool, the extra time at Liverpool was just really intense. This game as well, and Arsenal, Forest against Arsenal was also very, very dramatic. Wolverhampton, Hwang managed to accumulate an AGI of 0.91. It's a kind of a shame because Wolves have been good for us in the first few years since they got promoted, but then for 2 years straight, for 2 seasons straight, we really never looked at, apart from some defensive options who mainly were enablers, 4.0 Tillman or some Bueno this season, but mainly we didn't really rely on them. So hopefully this will change. Next season it will open a bigger pool of players to choose from. Everton scoring the last second of the game. Yerry Mina, a goal, a total XGI of 0.93, and Michael Keane, total XGI of 0.64 with an assist for Mina's goal. Obviously we will not be looking perhaps at Everton player as punts for the last game of the season. Kind of the last transfer you have, would you spend it on one of the Everton players? I mean, they play Bournemouth next game week, so it could be a game where we see some goals. I realized I mentioned Palace play Bournemouth next game week, but they don't. They play Nottingham Forest, of course. Just to clarify that. Still, I think Palace options are great against Forest, especially after today. They are now safe. They have nothing to play for. They might introduce some young players, some players who didn't play a lot. So why not? Maybe Palace will take advantage of that. So and it's a game at home as well for Palace. So I'll keep that in my mind for sure. Next game, Bournemouth against Manchester United. Bournemouth have not done much against United today. The only one that stood out from them was Moore with an XGI of 0.34. If you look at Manchester United, Bruno Fernandes, he keeps doing it, frustrating us, doing everything apart from dodging points. It's just unbelievable. A total XGI of 0.48, not the highest, but 4 goal attempts, 4 chances created without any return. Without Rashford today, maybe they missed that element a little bit, but overall, Fernandes should have done something this game. They still have a Chelsea midweek, but you would arguably aim for getting points from on paper the easier game. So let's see what he does against Chelsea. I myself did Salah to Bruno, so I'm down in the points now. So hopefully he does something against Chelsea. Anthony, someone we mentioned last game week as well, right? In the last episode, we said that Anthony could be a huge differential because he looked excellent last game week. Well, if you did go for him, you still have a Chelsea game, but things are not looking so great for Anthony. A total XGI of 0.3 and no returns for this match. If things, probably Manchester United will still field a strong team against Chelsea. So you would hope that Anthony, if you have him, if you bought him for any reason, he still be involved in some goals. Maybe Rashford will be back, and that helps the overall structure of the attack. Forest against Arsenal, that was for me a kind of surprise, unexpected result. You would assume that Arsenal will keep pushing Man City for the title race, but Forest needed that win as well. So congratulations to them for staying up as well. Forest with their 1-0 win against Arsenal. Gibbs White, he is someone I would definitely shortlist for the upcoming season as well. Total AGI is 0.21, not the highest for today, but overall we always see when we analyze Forest, it's always Brennan Johnson or Gibbs White who are dominating the stats from Forest side. So I would be interested to see what prices there will be and the fixtures they will have at the start of next season. As for Arsenal, Gabriel Jesus has been the highest with a total HGI of 0.36, 4 goal attempts, no returns. Trossard next with a total HGI of 0.34, Odegaard much lower, and Saka nowhere to be seen, unfortunately. Question here in the comment section, Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin has been really down in the list. He hasn't even featured the first few players that I wanted to analyze. So if I'll try to look up his XG, because we also mentioned him in the previous game weeks, right, as a potential punt. Yeah, he's not too far from Michael Keane. He is having 3 goal attempts and expected goal involvement was 0.43. So it's all right. It was all right. And if you are looking for a punt, wow, he could be someone, right? He could be someone. I really like these punt options, especially if you don't have anything to play for. If top 10k is far from your reach, if top 100k or your mini league is settled and you are winning it definitely, or you're not winning it definitely, then a player like Calvert-Lewin would be something to consider for sure ahead of the last day of the season. So going back into the table here, Saka nowhere to be seen as well. So I think this is it for Arsenal players in FPL. For Gameweek 38, you'd never expect who is going to play. I'm sure Arteta will just introduce some new players. Maybe he does a mass rotation. I don't know. For me, I don't have any Arsenal players. The only one I had was Martinelli, and I sold him today for Riyad Mahrez ahead of this double game week. So I don't have any obligation or commitment with Arsenal players. And I think most of the community do have only one perhaps Arsenal players. So it's not the biggest deal if you have one or you don't, basically. Now let's have a look at goalkeepers. Goalkeepers here, if you look at the table, we have De Gea with 4 saves and total XG prevented of 0.6, or plus 0.6. So a great day for De Gea. Raya has had the highest number of saves with 6 saves, a total XG prevented of plus 0.5, and obviously Forster hasn't had a great day at all. Just 1 save, 3 goals conceded, 2 big chances conceded. The defense was really bad today, and the total XG prevented was minus 0.9. So no, not a good day. Not a good day for Forster. Let's take a look at the defenders, and we will see here Ward of Palace with 2 shots on target and total XGI of 0.98. Yeremina comes next with 0.93. Just a shot on target for him, so it was a great and decisive goal for Everton. Poro, who came as a sub, he has had 2 chances created a total expected assist of 0.24, and a total XGI of 0.42. I liked what I saw from Porro in general. Not the best of like a Premier League right back, but overall Spurs haven't been great recently. But Porro could be someone I'm eyeing on for next season, because whenever he gets a chance, he really gets close to an attacking return, and his stats show that. If you look at the last 6 game weeks, every time he starts, he puts up something, but it's not created yet. It's not converted yet. So for next season, he is someone I will definitely remember. But hopefully, he will come in a good price. The two I'm highlighting here, worth mentioning, of course, Alexander-Arnold, 2 chances created, but total XGI was not the highest today, just the 0.17. And Luke Shaw, I marked him because he got 3 bonus points in a really tight game when it comes to the score line. It's 1-0. But why has this happened? He only created 1 chance, equivalent to 0.04 expected assist, and a total XGI of 0.07. And that reason is because basically defensively he has done 4 tackles, in which he got 8 baseline bonus points and helped him to be really far away from what I expected De Gea to be the highest, with 4 saves. Actually, he was far away from him. So Luke Shaw, he hasn't done much offensively today, but defensively he has been contributing a lot with a lot of tackles, in which boosted and of course completed passes. These 2 elements have pushed him really high up, and we know Shaw is capable of boosting the BBS from an attacking perspective when he created chances. But today I've seen the opposite, that he still got the 3 bonus points, but because he did a lot of defensive work and built up basically with the passing. So if you have Luke Shaw, very well done. If you have De Gea as a cover, then also well done. It's 9 versus 7 points, not the end of the world. If you have both of them, then you are in a great position. Brian, thanks for all the stats and best of luck in your final game week. Same to you, Brian. Thank you very much for your support. I truly appreciate that. Thanks everyone for tuning in during the season and coming over to have a look at that. And I hope this show has brought in some different angle to your transfer strategy and your considerations to bring in new players. Moving on to midfielders. One, I still cannot get the fact that Juan was classified as a midfielder. I was like, what? Because we didn't have him, we didn't talk about him too much. But yeah, I remember early in the preseason we were talking about him out of position as a midfielder, would get extra points. But then we never heard about him since then. So 1 goal attempt for him, a total XG of 0.89 without any return. Wissa, he is someone I'm really interested to see how, first of all, will he be classified as a midfielder or a forward, and what the price would be. Tony was their premium in terms of price. I think he started at 7 or 7.5. So Wissa now is only 5.3. If they push him and Mbuemo to 7+ bracket, then they will stretch. They will stretch it a bit. They will let us make a decision on that basically. You can write this note down now and leave it for 3 months until the game opens again. Well, I don't think it will take 2 months to open it, maybe mid of June or end of June. But anyways, let's go back to it. Son with a total AGI of 0.7, 4 chances created for Son, 3 goal attempts. it's okay what we saw from Son today, but overall that's nowhere near Son that we know from last seasons. And I really hope that he comes back next season. It will be cheaper, will be fresher, will be in a different new coach, perhaps new signings, and we see that Son again could be hypothetically could be a differential to start with next season, because everyone will be focusing on Haaland, De Bruyne, and Kane potentially. But Son, he is someone that we know that he's still good at football, but he didn't have a great season. So hopefully he improves next season. Salah and Bruno, 4 chances for Bruno, 4 goal attempts, 1 shot on target, total XGI of 0.48, no returns. That's kind of a frustrating, really. Salah has had 1 big chance created that was scored by Firmino, and 2 goal attempts, only 1 on target, and total XGI was 0.52. So it's okay if you have Salah's 5 points. If you've made the switch to Bruno, you are now 2 points behind. Plus, if you've taken a hit to do that. But hopefully Bruno against Chelsea, you need 1 goal basically to be in the points, in the net points. So let's see how it goes. And finally, Eze, someone I really like what I saw. I went the wrong way with Olise, but Eze, 1 big chance created, 3 goal attempts, and a total HGI of 0.44. Let's have a look at the last position, which is the forward. And I'll get some water here. When we look at the forwards, Mitrovic is back strong, with 3 goal attempts, 2 shots on target, and a total XGI of 1.44. Mbuemo, 0.98 XGI, 6 goal attempts, 3 shots on target. And Calvert-Lewin, someone asked me in the chat about him, 3 goal attempts, none on target unfortunately, but he missed a big chance, and a total XGI was 0.43, so not too bad actually. And I really like him as he's kind of an option where if you have absolutely nothing to do in your team, then I really like him as a punt. And he is someone I'll definitely consider myself, because I do have Watkins, and I might do the switch to Calvert-Lewin if I get no injuries, or I don't have to deal with Pep Rolle with Mahrez, for example, next game week. So I will see how it goes, but why not? I personally have nothing to play for in terms of mini leagues or top 10k. Ain't happening for me this season, so I'll just do it. Like I did the Aguero move a couple of seasons in his last game. It was a really cool one. So Calvert-Lewin, someone I really like. Firmino, 0.38 XGI, Gabriel Jesus, 4 goal attempts, 2 shots on target, and a total XGI of 0.36. So Harry Kane keeps scoring. He didn't have the highest XGI today, 0.32, but he had 4 goal attempts and 2 shots on target, and obviously he scored the goal. So happy days if you have him. Okay, so that's it. That's it, guys. That's the end of it. Thank you everyone for watching the show today and every week during the season. I appreciate every single one of you, and I don't know if I have plans for the summer in terms of the channel. Maybe we do a retro at the end of the season sometime, but probably this is pretty much the last one where we analyze matches. We will be having plans next season for sure, but let's have a rest first. And Last game week is the last day, so enjoy it, everyone. Enjoy the remaining game week as well. And whatever you have transfer to do, just think about a really cool option that you will not do every week, every normal week. So that's my only tip. If you have no specific rank to play for, then it's a great week to punt on someone. It's like a free hit, but with one transfer. I see some comments here in the comment section before we wrap it up. Man United rotation could be the last day of the season if they see the Champions League. Yeah, so it's very, very possible. Calvert-Lewin, we discussed that. Mitrovic against Man United, it's very possible. But I like Calvert-Lewin more against Everton against Forest, right? Did I say? No, it's against Bournemouth. I keep mixing up. So, Everton against Bournemouth. I like Calvert-Lewin more if you are looking for a punt. Grealish to Eze in Gameweek38. I'm not entirely sure. I would wait for that. For sure. I will see how Grealish plays. If he plays 2 games, if he plays the 2 games in the double game, then you would assume that Foden gets the last one. But if he gets one and gets rested for the other one, you might be considering keeping Grealish for the last game of the season. But overall, if this is the transfer you are aiming for, then yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea still, right? Right, so that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching the stream. Thank you very much for joining me every single week, for your support as well. I will be back sometime next season. So until then, guys, thank you very much. Cheers all. I don't know how to end this. Okay, yeah. Take care, everyone, and I will be seeing you very soon. Cheers for now. Peace.